You know what I'm saying? I'm here with the champ.
Thank you, Hilltop.
Yeah.
Yo, this is a good dude, by the way. He hooked up with the champ. He's showing us love and showing us how to maneuver. We appreciate you. You the champ. Hilltop.
Oh, yeah, man. You already know, man. You already know.
Salam sejahtera, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome on board a Malaysia Airlines flight MH4 from Kuala Lumpur to London. My name is Alif Yoska, your co-pilot, with me on the flight.
I fell asleep in Jamaica, woke up in Puerto Rico. I'm talking business with my amigo. Yeah, this shit here easy like a free throw. Bad screaming Hilltop every time I land. In South Asia with a bad thing from Thailand. You know I am. They know I'm the man. I'm not Dominican, but I know Republicans. I know some Africans. I know some Mexicans. Boy, I'm even plugged in way in Pakistan. Got a bad thing waiting on me in Barcelona. She say, where you coming from? I told her Arizona. I'ma push up on her when I leave Cambodia. Then we gon' fly to Jamaica and we gon' roll it up. Then we gon' smoke it up. Then we gon' hit the scene. Ain't no telling where we going, probably the Philippines. Or maybe Costa Rica, or maybe Vietnam. No matter where we go, baby, we going down. And don't you worry about nothing, cause you know I'm on. I got it on me like a racket, this a desert storm. I'm just a Southside baby. You can name a place, but Hilltop done been though. I'm with the dream team, you know we going crazy. All around the world, I'm in there, well.
Oh, man. Welcome to Hilltop Traveling Everywhere. Got a wonderful show for you today. Not going to hold y'all too long. I've been had this live show set up for about 2 years. Just never did it. I wanted to go to more countries first before I did this show. But before I start this show, what's going on with y'all, brothers, man? Can everybody out there hear us good? You know what I'm saying? It's a good feedback.
Yeah, it sound good. What's good? What's good?
What's going on, Brother Wayne?
I'm here, family. How you, King?
Man, I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. Can't complain. Well, today's show is what's the best countries for Black expats to live in? And when I say Black expats, I mean Black men and Black women, primarily from the diaspora. You know, the United States of America, France, UK, or whatever, Australia, in the Caribbean islands, traveling abroad. What's the best countries for us to relocate? We see what's going on in the world. We see, you know what I'm saying, the times that we're living in, and just the country that all three of us come from, you know, America, primarily, you know what I'm saying, it seems like it's going down, man, you know what I mean? And brothers and sisters are leaving for all different types of reasons. And, you know, before, you know, you just jump out there, just move to a country, you need to know where you're going. You need to do your studies, you know. You can do online studies, you know what I'm saying? That's good, but you need to get your feet on the ground as well. And we have brothers on this show, and it's open panel, you know what I'm saying, for brothers and sisters that's also out here expacting and living abroad, you know what I mean? What's the best countries for us to live in, man? And before we get the show started, man, Brother Levette, man, Urban Pataya, give us a little background of how long you've been traveling, man, in some of the countries that you stayed in.
Oh man, that's crazy. Got my first passport in '86, so I was in the entertainment industry, traveling. Once that ended, I was still hooked. So by myself, I've been doing it since like '97 was my first time in the Philippines, and ever since then, man, I've just been hitting up Asia, mostly Asia. But I've done Colombia, Dominican Republic. I mean, I've been to about 50 countries, so I'd have to say Thailand is up at the top of the list. Colombia, Philippines. I got mixed kids with Koreans. I got mixed kids with Black and Filipinos. So 11 children. I'm kind of all around the world.
Oh, okay. So you've been in 50 countries?
At least, yeah.
Ooh, ooh. Okay, man.
It sounds like
Shit,
a lot,
man.
but I'm 56. So at 56 years old, man, I've been doing it since I was 16. My first country was Bermuda at 16. That was in 86. And then right after that, Japan. And it just kept going. So, yeah, I'm up to about 51 right now, I think.
Okay. Now I'm gonna transfer over here to Mr. Wayne. Mr. Wayne Robinson, man, give us a brief background, man, on how long you've been traveling, man, you know what I'm saying, and some of the countries you've been to.
Yeah, in comparison to my big bro, not many. I traveled first time passport I think was like 2010, 09, something like that, and went to the Bahamas for a quick little stay. But after that, I think I got serious in like 2015 when I went to Ghana. Then I hit Sierra Leone, Zambia, South Africa, and now Kenya.
Oh, my bad, I was on mute. So you got about 5 or 6 countries under your belt?
Yeah, I'm just ramping up.
Okay. Well, y'all know Hilltop. I don't have as many as brother Urban Pataya, but I have about I would say 15 countries, but 2 of those countries were like, or I would say 3 of those countries, like 16, maybe 16, and 3 of those are basically kind of like layovers. I had long layovers there, but other than that, I've been to Dominican Republic twice, Colombia twice, Mexico a bunch of times, Panama once, Costa Rica once, Vietnam once, Philippines once, in and out of Thailand for the last, but really staying here for the last 2 years. Indonesia once, Malaysia once, and Kenya once, and Tanzania I just came from. So I'm just starting to hit the African countries. You know what I'm saying? And I know Brother Wayne is over there in Kenya, and we're gonna get into all that in a second. But so I'm getting my feet wet, and then like the little countries that I've been, kind of like long little layovers would be like Japan, Qatar, and Ethiopia. So I'm trying to get my feet wet, you know what I mean, a little bit. And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Romy Rome. Romy, man, you can come over here too, man. You want to, you know what I'm saying? I know you travel, man. You can give your opinion of what you think, you know what I'm saying, if you like or whatever, man. Shout out to Romy Rome out there, man, traveling the world, man. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into it now, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. I don't know who want to start up, man. All right, I tell you what. I tell you this, how I'm gonna do it. Brother Lovett,
What's
brother,
up?
yes, Urban Pataya, man. Since you got the most countries, man, you got the most experience. You've been traveling for a long time. You got a little age, maybe like about 11 years on me. Give me your top 3. Give me your top 3 countries that black expats, black men and women, you know what I'm saying, from the diaspora, from America, from France, where can they go to live a good life? Give me your top 3 and give me why. Give me give me what you like about them and what you disagree about.
Wayne, I've known him since '88, man. So, he knows my history on Japan. I imported something when I was 17 years old from Japan. I told the chick I was 26 years old and I was only 17. I was in Japan, met her in Fukuoka. And then we hooked up. She moved over to America And ever since then, I've been hooked. So Japan has always been my number one spot. I ain't never served in the military or nothing like that, so I really can't speak on Okinawa and the southern part of Japan, but Sapporo, Fukuoka, and Tokyo, I definitely would co-sign Japan off top. My first choice, I live in the UAE, so I've been in the UAE for 10 years now as a resident, 15 in and out of Dubai on layovers. So I say permanently, I've been in the UAE, so I'd say for a brother, for me personally, it depends also on your religious background and your belief systems, but for me, UAE is top. I'm in Abu Dhabi, I'm not in Dubai. So I'd say UAE. I'm torn with Thailand. Thailand is, you know what it is. They kind of, it is what it is, man. If you're a brother and you're single, you could have a good time, but that shit gets boring after a little bit, and it wears off. And they only want you for your money. Pretty much most of the cities that have red light districts, whether you're in Dominican, Colombia, Amsterdam, it really don't matter. It's about the paper. So if you broke, it ain't gonna be a good look. But if you got paper, I would say places like Malaysia, that's a good look. But again, I'm picking mostly Muslim countries. If I was just go straight across the board, I'd pick Japan, UAE, and damn it, I got to pick something. I ain't never been to Africa like you, brothers. So I'm hoping to get over to Zanzibar and Tanzania soon. I haven't even been to Egypt. I really can't speak on Africa, which is kind of fucked up. But brothers need to get over to our motherland. I'd say I can't say Colombia. I've only been to Medellin and Cartagena. Peru was cool. I'm gonna go with Japan number one for me because that's where I'm trying to pivot to. Abu Dhabi, up and coming city. It's almost like being in the States right now. In the last 10 years, it's changed a lot. So Japan, Abu Dhabi, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with Thailand, man. As much as I love the Philippines, I got mixed Filipino kids. I got to pick the infrastructure with Thailand, man. Thailand, if you get outside of Pattaya, Bangkok, and Phuket, Thailand is cool. But if you can't speak the language, it's gonna be a struggle. Looking at my man Wayne, though, I know Kenya's popping. I know Ghana's good, but again, everywhere we go, they're gonna treat us a little different. I mean, we as a Black American, we really can't even say we African. So I don't even know how to present the diaspora because they don't like us sometimes. Asians don't really give a fuck about. I mean, wherever we go in the world, we kind of like don't really got our foot in. But if you really want to get treated fair and you got a little bit of money, I'd say the UAE is cool if you're an American passport holder. They fucked up to Africans. Japan again, they a little bit racist, but again, if you got money, you respect their laws, you can move pretty smooth. And then Southeast Asia, Cambodia and Vietnam is coming up. My top three, just to cut it short, I'm rambling. Japan, UAE, and Thailand.
Japan, UAE, and Thailand. Now let me ask you, what's so special about Japan? Why did Japan top
first
UAE and Thailand?
Well, Japan was my second country. I went to Bermuda first, and then I went to Japan, and I kept going. So with Japan, you got the military bases, so you got some brothers in Japan. I mean, for me, I used to go to Angeles because I could relate. I knew Dennis Rodman's dad and a lot of the OGs that schooled me, some of the veterans that was in Angeles and Subic and Olongapo. I get around Filipinos where you really can't speak the language, even though they speak English. It was just good to see brothers that I could relate to. So I'd say being homesick, the Philippines was my first choice, but I can find brothers in Japan also. So when it's time to watch sports or it's just time to, build, I can see some brothers if I wanted to in Japan. Indonesia, not so many. Thailand, obviously, and Pattaya, we taking over now. So it's a lot of brothers in Thailand compared to 15, 20 years ago. Before it was mostly contractors or military. But now it's
So how do the women treat you in Japan?
Being again, a black man. It's how you move. It's how you move. I would say it was back then I was in R&B, so it was a lot different in the music in that scene. But this new wave, the internet, that's opened up a lot of like new racism, a lot of new issues that brothers might experience. I can't really speak on how each brother moves, what they look like, what if they hold an American or a British passport. They just treat each individual is going to run into a different situation depending on where you at. If you're in Okinawa or Osaka, you're going to run into a certain type. If you're in Tokyo, looking for a certain type. If you're in the red light district, Roppongi, if you anywhere like that, you're going to run into what you get. They looking for brothers. We kind of all like the same type of females. So if they thick, if they attracted to hip hop or R&B music, if they like, our culture, it's going to be easy. But if they shy, then it's going to be hard to break through because of the language. That language barrier is real hard in Japan. Whereas Thailand, Pattaya, Phuket, Chiang Mai is pretty easy. So I say Japan, and then real estate. You can own a home in Japan. So straight outright. Yeah, you don't have no hoops to jump through. You buy the home, you own it, you own the land, and the taxes are a little high, but you definitely don't have no home ownership like you have in Thailand, where you can't own the land. Philippines, same thing, you can't own the land, and the UAE, you can't own the land. So Japan would number one would be if you want to buy a piece of property.
Okay, so how does the U.S. dollar do in Japan? Compared,
It's pretty strong right now. I mean, it's a good look compared to. It's nothing like Thailand or Cambodia, but the U.S. dollar is pretty strong. You can go pretty far outside of Tokyo.
Okay,
and the same thing in Dubai.
Okay, and I'm
everybody
obviously.
Thinks my bad, but you're on a delay. I didn't hear you.
No. Go ahead. You say
everybody thinks Dubai is expensive, but it's really not that expensive, depending on how you want to move. Between Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Bahrain, and Qatar, Dubai is actually relatively cheap if you move a certain kind of way. So it's not cheap like Southeast Asia or South America, but it's still affordable compared to the U.S. So if you're trying to get out of the U.S. and you want to acclimate to just having good highways, safety, you don't got to be strapped, you don't got to be worried about 50 pulling you over, then I'd say somewhere in the Middle East is going to be a good look up until recently. I mean, right now, ain't nowhere looking good, but Dubai is definitely Abu Dhabi, Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait, all good.
Okay, and the Arabs treat you, they treat you pretty much with respect as long as you respect, their customs and their religion and everything, right?
Yeah, that's a touchy one, but yeah, that's I live there, so don't go there. I can't really speak on that, but that's another show. But yeah, the Emiratis are outnumbered by Indians, so really you're mostly dealing with Indians and Pakistanis and Filipinos. That's the top three, and then the subpar of how they treat the rest of the African nations and the lower nations, Indonesia, Thailand. I mean, it's Emirati over everything. So I can't really speak on how they treat. If you're American, you got a U.S. passport. Up until recently, you was good. A lot of Americans left, a lot of British left, but it's you good. I mean, renting a place is easy. If you got money, you good. If you don't have money, then it's a whole nother story.
Okay. Now let me get. I'm gonna come back to you. And I'm gonna get the brother Wayne Robinson, man. Brother Wayne is over in Nairobi, Kenya. I was over there for the month of the first 2 weeks in February. I was over there for the first 2 weeks in February, and I did an assessment on Kenya, on Nairobi, actually, and Nairobi it was way more developed than I thought it was. My first time going to Africa, my first African city and country I ever touched down in. It was way more developed than I thought it was. The people was pretty decent and nice. I didn't have any problems. I never had any problems with nobody in Africa, man. But I did notice they do got the colonializers there, man, and the girls was more on the colonializers. I know there's a couple little things, but I went over that. But I want to get Brother Wayne's opinion, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure that he's going to choose Kenya so far as his number one spot because that's where he's living at. And I want him to, you know what I'm saying, to break down why you chose Nairobi, Kenya, and what all you got going on over there, and why Black Americans or the diaspora period should want to maybe come and invest or come and live in Kenya, especially Nairobi. Brother Wayne, floor is yours.
Yeah, appreciate you, Black. Excuse me. Far as I'm concerned, when I came here to Nairobi, like you said, I just seen a lot of love out here. When I went to Ghana first, it was I got super love in Ghana as well. I was in Accra in 2015, and what I saw was what I considered to be regentrification. The city of Accra is the capital of Ghana, and they were developing and building condos, office buildings, the likes, but priced probably 10 times outside of the typical Ghanaian's uh, annual salary. So clearly, they weren't building that for the locals, they were building that for others to come in. So that kind of hit me hard coming up in New York, seeing regentrification. um, so I said, listen, there's something I felt like I needed to do. So I started a small nonprofit out there teaching high school children computers. That's my game by trade. Um, but then moving forward was invited into Kenya. And when I came here, first of all, Nairobi was exploding. When I say exploding, love all over the place. I felt like I was in Harlem. Um, they speak mainly Swahili here, but English is probably right off the rip the second language that they're gonna give you. So for the most part, was able to move around pretty good. I didn't have any issues. I was even here during what they considered to be the demonstrations of 2024 last year. And my mom's was here, and one of my sons was here. And so we saw, you know what I'm saying, what would be considered maybe the ugly side, but actually it was more controlled and managed than ever. Like I never saw where you consider to be, riotous and you schedule it. Like you say, okay, on Wednesday between this hour and that hour, we're gonna turn up. That's the kind of demonstrations that were going on. So they were somewhat controlled, although they were against the government. We were in, typical areas that were safe. They just told you, hey, stay indoors. This gonna happen between these hours. After that, you could do what you want to do. So that was different. But yeah, Nairobi was just a lot of love. I saw the beauty of the land. I even went out to Mombasa and the coasts where you see the beach. Yeah, like right outside, maybe 2 hours from Dar es Salaam, not too far. Beautiful. The people even more hospitable than in Nairobi. No disrespect to Nairobi. And then I even went down to Lake Victoria, and was able to see the people there and learned a lot of history, and all of this was love. I mean, and to this day, still have strong connections with people in that area. They hit them, well, and welcome me into their village. They, you know what I mean. Their moms cook a huge meal, and it's love. So I think that's what caught me about Nairobi from that perspective. And then really quick, from the business perspective, they're developing real estate here. They're giving you opportunity to buy. You actually own the land under what is considered a leasehold, which is a 99-year lease. Um, the taxes are low, uh, and it was easy for me, just with a U.S. passport, just to come in, purchase the property, whether offer a payment plan, the banks here still offer you loans, or you can do straight out cash. So I took advantage of that, um, and then began to start my own business here, called Seven Flags, and basically, and based off my brother here on the line. he gave me that wisdom. Like I said, this is my big bro right here. Came up a long time together. He's been traveling way longer. So he gave me a little wisdom, and from that wisdom, I created the company Seven Flags. And basically, what we do is we try to help expats to purchase or to somehow get involved in real estate investment here in Kenya, and we're looking to touch six more other African countries with that same vibe and that same assistance.
Okay, okay. Yeah, brother. I know I'm gonna do a little real estate little thing back in America. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of brothers that are looking. A lot of brothers, a lot of sisters probably looking to um, do some investments and also relocate. You know what I'm saying? I know you said you offer services where you can find people nice, condos, apartments, studios, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? At a good affordable price, furnished and everything. And how long you say you've been out there?
In a week, it'll be a year.
Oh, okay. So I'm saying, so it ain't been too long, but you got your feet wet and stuff.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, and what I liked about Nairobi, and I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna do a show on this, when I do my Tanzania breakdown. Um, Over Dar es Salaam, it had more things to do, more places to go. I like the Giraffe Center, the Nairobi National Museum, was at the Snake Park there, the national park with the mini safari and safari walk. I like a couple of the restaurants. Now the food was better in Dar es Salaam, but they say the food is better in Mombasa than it is in Nairobi. But I know
No, that's a fact.
Dar es Salaam, Tanzania has some good food.
Yeah, that's a fact. When you talk about Nairobi attractions, like you said, you have the national park, which is a small safari, but a hop, skip, and a jump, you're in Masamata, which is the big safari, where you see the what they call the big five. They and that's what lions, giraffe, elephant. I know I'm missing two other rhino and one other. So you see all of that. I said elephant, yeah. So you see all of that out there. It's gorgeous. The land is ridiculously beautiful. But in the city, the nightlife is crazy. I mean, the clubs are top notch. You're not talking about no hole in the wall. You're talking about major 5, 6 star clubs. From they consider the blue zone is called Westlands, right in Nairobi. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're familiar. Yeah, so that area there, you got huge malls, the size of mega malls that are in the U.S. Westgate, Sarah Center. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And then right outside of Nairobi, like I said, you have Navasha, which is a huge party town. You have also they have in Nairobi Nakura, I think you call it. They preserve the forest right outside of the city. I mean, literally, it's a 5 minute drive in the city to get to it. It's a huge forest with a waterfall. Outdoors activities. They also have a lot of rooftop clubs here in
Yep.
Nairobi. So, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. You know what I mean? And then they also have a commuter train, which rivals anything you would consider to be like Amtrak or in New York we have Metro North, something like that. But they have high end seating where you almost sitting in first class on an airplane. TV, service on the train, come bring you food, alcohol, and the train takes you out to the coast. It's a 4 hour ride, but it rides through um, the safari lands. So while you're riding the train, you look out the window, you see animals out there. You know what I mean? Running next to the train. So I mean, it's gorgeous, brother. Um, so you get out to the coast, and like I said, the beach, the water, is and the food. Yikes, the food is crazy. On that side of Kenya, and then you also have
Okay.
Mount Kenya to go to. So you got a lot of things you could do out here, man. But I think the one of the spots that I fell in love with was Lake Victoria, and just a quick little point of that. I didn't know that Lake Victoria supplies a huge quantity. I want to say almost top three in the world They supply sardines, and in Africa, fish. And I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
freshwater fish. The lake is so big it looks like an ocean, but like it sits on 3 countries. It's connected to Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. So it's like it's huge, black. And the tilapia that comes out of there, oh my God. And they have something they call Nile perch. And the Nile
Oh,
perch, oh yeah, the
hey,
Nile perch,
hey,
bro.
hey, I was just about to talk
Ooh,
about that.
oh my God. And the thing that fish grows to the size of a first grade child. Like that thing,
Hey,
and it's
I
freshwater.
had a baby one, boy. That joker was goddamn about that big.
Yeah, man. So like
Woo.
I said, the food is delicious, and then they have an area also that is abundant in agriculture where you just see wild banana trees growing, and you see maize growing, or corn, what they call corn out here. For us, coming up around the way, it was like I never even seen if corn didn't grow in a row, it's not corn. No, it just grows wild like that, black. So the country is beautiful.
Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, man. And I'm gonna say touch back with you down on that right there, man. But I'm gonna just give a little assessment of, you know, places I don't been and places I really think that us as black um expats, black men and women from the diaspora that want to find a place to really live. Now, I'm currently living in Thailand. I've been here for 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Um, Not on no real long visas, just, just doing my thing in and out. I like to travel, excuse me. So, but when I just look at countries I've been to, I X out anything in Central and South America. South America, especially, it's too dangerous. Colombia, love the place, love the women, love CTG, man, one of my favorite spots. I just can't deal with all the word about somebody finna drug me and rob me. I can't wear my jewelry, and I
Right.
don't got time for them. And the food is nasty, it's terrible in Colombia. Besides the super, now they make a hell of a super. That super shit be good as fuck. Super chicken, super fish, super beef. That soup be good, but other than that, man, the food is terrible unless you go somewhere where all the black, what I'm saying, the Afro Colombians are cooking. Um, um, Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama. Costa Rica, Panama is where most of all the Americans go to live at because it's closed. It's I think Panama dollar for dollar, but everything is cheap. I did like the food. The food was amazing in Costa Rica and Panama, but it's still too close to America. I just wasn't, I'm feeling it, but not like that to live there right now.
Right.
Dominican Republic, too much gringo pricing. I know you can get around that, but I ain't got time for them begging ass goddamn me not black, me Dominican. I just ain't got time for it. Too much gringo price. And, you know what I'm saying? Too close to America too. They want to be too much like Americans, too much begging, but don't got time for it. But love the country. Food is amazing, very delicious. So you got the Haitians there, you got the Dominicans there. Um, Beautiful place. Now we go to Southeast Asia. Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia. These are the Asian countries that I've been to Korea also when I was in the military. And like I say, I don't have experience in Japan, but just stopping in and out of there. But Thailand, if I was to place to live in Southeast Asia, I would say Thailand and Vietnam and the Philippines probably be the best by far. I like Indonesia and I like Malaysia. I would think those would be the. If I had to say, if you come out the country to find a wife, you a man, you come to find a wife. I would say do the Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia because they are in more of a religion that we are in. They use the Bible. They're Abrahamic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So so whether or not they're Muslim or they're Christian, they're still Abrahamic religions. So
Facts.
when you deal with Thailand, you're dealing with Buddha. It's a whole different culture. They don't have those same morals and values that we keep in our religions. They don't have them. So like Irvin Kataya said earlier, if you're a man, you coming here to find love, you going to the wrong place. You better be coming here because you like You know, it's a beautiful place. You can go all around Thailand. They have so many beautiful islands, so many beautiful cities and places you can go. So many
Fact.
things you can do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And all at a cheap price. The infrastructure is excellent. The technology is excellent. And the price is good. Even though they're trying to go up, they're getting a little damn greedy.
For
Only thing
real,
about
for real.
they make these visas so difficult and so much, you know, everything laws change like every other damn day. They'll make this a law this day, it'll change 2 days later. You know what I'm saying? They make
Right.
this a regulation this day, it'll change 3 days later. So you never know. And as far about like I said, as far about women like this, you know, they're taught a different way. You know, colonialism, people don't know colonialism hit Southeast Asia, all around Southeast Asia, every damn their country. You know what I'm saying? And you know, names of country changed, even the complexion of them. So they was taught white is good, black is bad, black is dirty. So when you come
Facts.
here, everything is financial with these women. You'll lose your peace if you come in here for a woman. You know what I'm saying? I say you come here and you can't own any land here, but you can own a condo and you could buy a house, but you have to rent the land. You have to
Right.
lease out the land. And it used to
Yeah.
be 99 years here, but I think they changed it to 30 something years here.
Yeah.
So you know, but great place, you know, to live in, but it will wear its head on you. Come out to like Battaglia, it'll wear its head on you. It get bored. I don't got to that point now. Then I'm really traveling a lot to a lot of African countries. Now, when I went to Kenya, the hospitality was good. What I didn't like, and off the top, I got scammed off the top. The scams is like off the damn chain over there. You know what I'm saying? Like they will scam you. And they prefer to scam your black ass before they scam the white man. I can tell you that. I learned that in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But though the people were nice, I went to some of the good restaurants. Ashaki Grill, Oyster Bay, Mama Olek, I think I pronounced it right, but that's I eat there every day. And the local spots, you know what I'm saying? The only kind of fish they had in Nairobi is damn tilapia. I'm like, they got that one tilapia and then they got that big tilapia. I'm like, man, but then when I went to Tanzania, it's way underdeveloped. It's like it's in the damn 1930s or 40s, you know what I'm saying? But they're building everywhere. So I like that. They're building like Thailand. You see, you know, constantly building, constantly building. And they build just like they build out here in a certain place like Indonesia. They build an old school style, but they get the job done. You know what I mean? And what I liked about Tanzania, I seen they had more brotherly and sister togetherness. You gotta watch out for getting your phone stolen and all kind of little shit, you know, in Nairobi and Kenya, you know what I'm saying, amongst each other because I think it's because they got a lot of colonializer influence over it. You know what I
Mm.
mean? The bleaching, the infatuation with the white man, you know what I'm saying? I did see that a lot over there, but I didn't see that in Tanzania. But like I said, Tanzania is way more underdeveloped, and according to the brother who what's his name, Tanzania Tony, I reached out to him and he was like, you know, it's hard to find anything over there to rent. You know what I'm saying? I say, man, what $500 get you? He was like, man, good luck. They got some kind of luxury tax and you can't hardly get nothing, especially if you want it furnished. I'm like, I don't know. I have to talk to some local
Wow.
people. See, that just don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? Compared to Nairobi and Dar es Salaam, Dar es Salaam is the largest city on the whole continent of Africa. But it's not the capital city of Tanzania. But I'll be damn, I know it cannot be more expensive than Nairobi. It just can't be. I mean, I don't know how long the brother been on there. I don't know if you rubbing elbows with the right Tanzanian people, but it's just not. It just can't be. It just can't be. Now,
Yeah,
what you got to say, brother?
I was gonna say I could kind of speak on that. So just from my experience, when I came to Kenya, me when I travel, I try to move not just in the major areas. I also go in the cut. You know what I mean? And when I meet somebody that I feel comfortable enough to do that with, I don't just jump out the window and start going all over. But when I meet people, good people, they invite me into their areas. I go, and from what I've seen is when you say the colonizer influence, yeah, that is all throughout the major areas in Kenya. And a lot of it has to do with economics, right? When you see what they call Mzungu, which is white man, you'll see them with young girls from the villages, mostly looking for a way to get out of the village, looking for a come up. You know what I mean? And in their mind, they believe the Europeans or those whites coming from the West, they got the bread. That's what they thinking. And so they're taking advantage of that situation, and then those colonizers that come here also taking advantage of the situation. But to some degree, a lot of colonizers get caught out here in Kenya too. Don't get it twisted. Like, if you're a black American or coming from the UK or whatever, you the only one that's gonna get scammed. No, I've heard some horror stories from these colonizers that got scammed out here. Like, and it's a long, you know what I mean, the long ball, and ain't those little quick, let me get your phone and your watch. Some
Right.
of these women is on point. So they looked at it
Right.
like, boom, let me get with this dude, and you know what I mean. Might even marry him, right? Might
Have his
even give him a
baby.
couple. Yeah, might even give him a couple
Yeah.
children, and get
Yeah.
dude to buy her a plot of land and build a house with the whole nine, and then turn around and call her people that work in the government and get him deported. And now the land is hers, the house is hers. You know what I mean? And she's good money. So it happens, Black. It happens. Me being here, I think because of the people I was moving with, I had a ring of protection around me, but I seen it happen. I seen people, in the club. You forget you in Kenya. You think you back home, and you know what I mean. You let your guard down, and you get got. Um,
Yeah.
just recently, I was at the club, and one of my peoples came through from the U.S. and we hung out, went to a nice little joint, and there was some pretty women around. You know what I mean? We having polite conversation, but as we call for the bill, all of a sudden you getting a bill from 3, 4 different tables where you just had a conversation. Shorty done sent the bill. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So if you tip and you not paying attention, you just gonna pay it. You know what I mean? You're not paying attention. You're like, oh yeah, that's my bill. No, that's not your bill,
Damn.
son. They sent that
Right.
to your table. So you just gotta be on guard. But let me just say this really quick for the Tanzanian. I met a brother from South Sudan, and he kind of gave me a spill, and I was like, wow, I don't know how real it is, but it sounded legit. He was from South Sudan and born and raised there, and he said the people are more hospitable by nature. He said their customs won't allow them to see someone homeless or starving and not take them home. You know what I mean? Not make sure they fed, for the evening, give you a place for the night, And he said that culture rides all the way from South Sudan through Tanzania into the lower coast of Kenya, which is Mombasa and in that area. He says so when you link with people from that area, you'll see that kind of hospitality. But he said as you start moving inland towards the big cities like Nairobi, he said the greed goes up, the scams go up. So you know what I mean. But reason why I'm building on that is he was basically saying it's a culture, you know what I mean, of the people, so regardless of their financial circumstance. Yeah.
Yeah. Tanzania, I'm saying Tanzania, man, from the get go, they were just showing me love. Oh no, man, come on over here, man. You know what I'm saying? I go inside the damn restaurants or the little bars or hey, y'all, man, come on here, man. Nah, man, we all black folks, man. We gonna still, you know what I'm saying? They play, man, they playing, hip hop, they playing American hip hop, they playing, Tanzanian hip hop, which is Swahili. More people speak more English in Kenya. You know what I'm saying? You might have to bring out your goddamn your Google Translator in Tanzania, but it's still all good. It's a whole lot of love. I love that brotherly and sisterly love. You know what I'm saying? That I got over there. I had to turn down women. Women like, never want to go home, baby. You good? I bought you a couple of drinks. You're fine. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna take advantage of you like that. Just chill
Right.
on. You know what I mean? But man, I mean, you when I looked at it, and I'm gonna double back because that Tanzanian visa for Americans is good for one whole year. You pay $100 visa on arrival. It's good for one whole year. multiple entries. So I could go back. I got to pay another visa there. You know what I'm saying? So when I go back, maybe around the first of the year, then I'm gonna go to I'm gonna stop over there to Nairobi. I mean, back into Kenya. I'll probably stop in Mombasa first for a couple of days. I didn't get a chance to do Mombasa. I'm gonna do Mombasa, then I'm gonna step over and holler at you over there in Kenya. But man, Tanzania food, you know, it's all like the same. The ugali, the chachabari, which is the tomato. I forgot you put the tomato, onion. What's the name?
Yeah,
But man,
Kachumbari.
the
Yeah.
chamas, the different chamas, the goat, the lamb. But man, that now purse they cook over there in Tanzania. Man, wait till I drop that video, man. Whew,
It's
boy,
crazy.
I'm talking about man. They
And then
got
what you
now
get it?
purse.
Did you get it
Snapper. They
grilled
got
black?
red snapper. They got any kind of tuna. Man, I had grilled tuna, fried tuna. Man, fish galore. You know what I'm saying? I was in heaven. I love to eat a bunch of different type of fish. You know what I'm saying? Besides catfish, because of my religious beliefs. But you got another thing about Tanzania. And you were kind of touching on it, Robinson, when you said, you know, that hospitality came down. If somebody, you know what I'm saying, I just think they trust each other more than they trust each other in Kenya. Like I said, that brother and sister love. If somebody try to snatch your phone in goddamn Tanzania and the package that place be, man, he probably gonna get too far, maybe a couple of feet, because somebody gonna, man, they gonna grab him and probably beat the hell out of him because they got more Muslims. Muslims are more peaceful. I know us in America are taught a bunch of bullshit because you see them Arab Muslims on TV, you know what I'm saying, blowing up people. But when you go to these Asians and African countries that are mostly Muslim, they are mostly peaceful people. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna play that type of shit. That's why I was trying to tell a couple of brothers, like, man, well, the whole who wanna see, like, dude, when you see me go to Muslim countries, you ain't gonna see a bunch of damn women half-ass naked and butt naked and doing a bunch of twerking and acting like a fucking whore. No, that's reserved for Thailand and close to the Dominican Republic and Colombia and Brazil and shit like that and Costa Rica.
Facts, facts.
That's not reserved for, you know what I'm saying, Muslim countries. So I'm gonna tell you, start you brothers, you know what I'm saying, this ain't for the sister, this for the brother, because they're a little bit thirsty sometimes. Know what country you're going to and know what country you're watching. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all just a little bit too thirsty for whores, man. Just kind of know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? I love the peace and the camaraderie and the love that I got in Tanzania. And I got a lot of love and you know in Kenya too. But I just feel they had more brotherly and sisterly love in Tanzania. The food was better, but it's way more underdeveloped. And you know, I really do want to move to an African country. You know what I'm saying? Kenya, preferably East Africa. I pretty much know so. Because I just see too many. I think South Africa. I ain't been to South Africa yet. I'm going there next, but I think it's probably too colonialized for me want to stay there with the French, and probably Ghana too. I mean Ghana, you know, it's Ghana too. But I know I like the Kenya, I like the Tanzania enough to possibly move there. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, just be real, man. If we're going to invest our money, black men and black women, we might want to invest it in a country that people that share the same, a lot of people share the same blood as us, and they're the same color. We're going to worry about all that color discrimination. If any kind of discrimination you're going to worry about is just being a damn foreigner American. You know what I'm saying? I can deal
So
with it. You know what I mean?
is
Go
Tanzania
ahead.
in your top three?
Oh, yeah. So my top three, obviously, I'm in Thailand right now, living here. Wonderful. But I would say Vietnam is in there because I experienced that for 4 days. It was rainy season and it rained for damn near 22 hours out of 24 hours every day. But I
Wow.
know the cost of living, I know the beauty of Da Nang, Vietnam, the cost of living, and you get like you think Thailand cheap and you get way more. I mean, that place is beautiful. It's cleaner, beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Way more bang for your buck. You know what I'm saying? I will put Vietnam, if I can stay, I'll put Vietnam up in there, but I will also have to I just say East Africa, and that just take care of Kenya and Tanzania. Those would be. Philippines is just too dirty. It's too close. It's too Americanized. Too many gangs. Everybody want to walk up to you. Gang, what's up, gang, gang? I ain't got time for all that. And they got guns. You know what I mean? And you know, and they into the Christianity faith. So you know, Christianity gonna be a lot of killing going on with the goddamn gangs. They're gonna be, you know, they forgive that forgiveness is too easy over there. You know what I mean? And it costs more than Thailand. Is dirtier. It's not more developed in Thailand and Philippines, but the women are more sincere. But hey, man, I'm about ready to go back to the melanin, man. You know, I mean, I never left the melanin, but I'm ready to go back to a country that got more melanated people, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And
Yo, let me
you know what I'm saying? I
ask
just
you
got to
this,
holler at
brother.
Brother Wayne when I come back out to Kenya. I got to holler at Brother Wayne.
Yeah, let me
But
ask
go
you
ahead, Brother
this,
Wayne.
because you tapped on something about the guns, and that's something that I didn't experience in other countries in Africa that I've been to. So like South Africa, major gunplay in South Africa, like major. I think their gun crimes are like probably top in that part of the continent, South Africa,
Yeah,
especially like Joburg or whatever. But Kenya, on the real, they have such strong gun laws. Not like you can't get one, but their gun laws are so strong. Whenever you hear of something, it's probably a strong arm robbery or some knife play. It's very
yeah,
seldom, yeah, you hear about gunplay. I don't know how that is in Tanzania, but on the coast of Kenya, down there towards Dar es Salaam and Mombasa and all that same way, like you said, somebody tries to do you dirty, the majority of the people that surround you is not going to allow it, just because
yeah.
they
They
feel
don't
like,
allow that.
yeah, just because they feel like it shines negatively on them, they city, they people. So they stand up for that. That's something beautiful I hadn't seen anywhere else in the continent. But on in Ghana side, it's a lot of gunplay over there too. Unfortunately, I love Ghana. The people showed me love. The women, yikes. But
Everywhere where those colonializers at. Everywhere, just
yeah.
like America.
Yeah, because I mean, I even went to the Far East. I went to Nepal and blew my mind. I was in Kathmandu, and the police in Kathmandu didn't even have guns. But when I drove past the U.S. embassies, it was like 30, 40 men standing outside with AKs. I'm like, you in a country, you in a city where the local police don't have guns, and you out here with AKs, M16s, and the likes in front of the U.S. embassy. So yeah, you spot on with that. Wherever the colonizers at, it's gunplay. So yeah, I just wanted to add
Wherever
on
they
there.
at.
Yeah,
You
man.
know what I'm saying? And we know that just from being in the diaspora. America, Canada, France, wherever the colonizers at, South Africa. Everybody talk about, South Africa is dangerous in Cape Town, Johannesburg, and Durban. Well, shit, we already used to that. We use that in America. We know how to get around that. You know what I'm saying? Now, but that's one of the reasons why I wouldn't want to stay there. I don't want to be nowhere with the colonizers at. Ghana, colonizers over there. I don't want to be nowhere really where they at. Kenya got them, but hopefully they do a good job of kicking them out because they got a colorism problem in Kenya though. Uh,
For true. That's
that's
the
the
fact.
only thing. It's a little colorism problem. You know what I'm saying? Compared to like Tanzania. You know what I'm saying? They like to do the filtering, the bleaching. I seen the Sudanese. They like what the blackest people on the face of the earth, but goddamn it, they damn bleaching over there. You know what I'm saying? And the locals will tell you like, yeah, it's a bleaching problem. It's a problem with and we know that when the colonizers that they teach you self-hate. So, what I'm saying, hopefully they get a hold of that little problem right there. But I could deal with Kenya. Now, I mean, if I had to break down to it, I'd probably rather stay in Dar es Salaam, or what I'm saying, I guess they so from Dar es Salaam to Nairobi on the flight is 1 hour exactly. So I can stay at either or. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, the visa is good for one whole year, multiple entries. If you American for Tanzania, period, so you could go in and out. So I guess you could probably stay in Kenya, and you know what I'm saying, and get I don't know. Oh, how does a visa? So what kind of visas they got? For Kenya? I know I mean to ask you, Wayne.
Yeah, so they got the single and multiple. The multiple entry cost you about, I think I want to say like anywhere between 50 to 80 US. And the single is like 20. And you get for the single you get 90 days, and then you can extend that 3 times. So you can get close to a year off the single. The multiple,
Okay.
I think, is somewhere like the same, but the extension time is a little longer, of course. because you got multiple entry. But it's a excuse me, it's around the same as Tanzania to a degree. Uh, but like you said, with that bleaching issue, yeah, I saw that too out here too. It was disturbing, and it's not even just in the streets; it's in the music. When you see local Kenyan music videos, you'll see brothers that's darker than me and you, and in the video they up on something light and bright. You know what I mean? They
Right.
don't yeah, they
Filtering,
don't filtering all that. They
bleaching.
don't exactly. They don't present these dark chocolate beautiful women in Kenya in their media, in their music and things like that, which is a shame, bro, because they got some beautiful dark skinned women out here, my God.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
they don't present it, you know what I mean? So like you said, when you're talking about the colonizer influence, I think it comes from that perspective in the music, mainly because that's where the youth is listening to, you know what I mean? And they see them type girls on there and they say that's what I want, you know what I mean? They did it to us, in the US. So
Mhm.
at some point we got to take accountability too, you know what I mean? When we travel and we meet these women, we snatch them. Why we
Right.
not moving towards or gravitating towards some of these chocolate women that's beautiful out here, and you know what I mean, and change the climate and how we move. That's just my humble opinion, B.
Yeah.
Facts.
I think guys are giving. I think guys are giving Southeast Asia and all the Asian women. First of all, you give them, let the white men boost their head up. They really more of their type. You know what I'm saying? Small body frame, talk like a little girl, look like a little girl, someone like a little boy. That's really what we want. Black men to come out here and man, because he watching too many YouTube videos of brothers just really lying and capping about how special these women are. Man, listen, man, it's about fucking money with them. They don't give a damn about your black ass. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say we ought to be spending more of our time in these African melanated countries anyway. You know what I'm saying? I think shit is gonna wear its ugly head. A lot of guys that still just love this place, I mean, love something, they don't live out here. They just visit. And it's fun to come out here and, you know, blow your couple of them off. They're going to do whatever you want them to do, however you want them to do it. And they're going to do it with a smile. You know what I mean? So they want to fulfill their sexual fantasies. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great place to live, though, on top of that. But, though, I'd rather give the melanated women in countries my money and my time a little bit more. No disrespect to Thailand or no other places. It's just, you know, it'll get it'll wear its ugly head after a while. But I'm gonna get to this sister question right here. The sister says, "Where do you suggest for a a black woman to visit for a few months? Mid 50s, safety and healthier fruits and vegetables are very important." Well, I tell you, come to Thailand. Actually, Thailand, Vietnam, I would say those two countries will be good. Also, I would also say she said healthier fruits and stuff. I would also say East Africa. You know what I'm saying? Tanzania and Kenya. You know what I'm saying? But I would say that you'll probably be able to, if you want to do a few months, make sure make sure you got your place, you know what I'm saying? You get a place, a good Airbnb or a hotel where they established first, or get you a rental agreement for 3 months or whatever. You know what I mean? But those would be my choices. Brothers, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to give her opinion? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Give opinion to the sister?
Yeah,
So, so
I could definitely tap in on that. Sis, I would say come to Kenya. Not only is the fruit here is fresh. I'm talking about avocado big as your hand, banana, and they had like 6 different types of banana out here. Yeah, I mean, like I tasted banana I never even tasted before. Sweet banana.
Sweet. Yeah,
They
the little small sweet
the
ones.
little small, yeah, them little small bananas had me hooked, bro. I was like, whoa. What else they got? Mango growing crazy out here, papaya, and they even have something they call tree tomato. I've never tasted it before, but I mean, before I came here, but it's sweet, it's delicious. They just have an assortment of fruit that you've never seen. The oranges even taste different, you know what I mean? And then When you're talking about the water being the fresh water, they have all the same things that you have in the U.S. where you can get your bottled water. It's clean water. It's not a problem. So all of those things I think will add on. But when you're looking for, like the brother said, if you're looking for Airbnb or a place to stay long, holla at your boy. Just quick plug, my guy. We on IG, sis, and the IG is 7flags_world. 7flags_world. DM me. I got you. No problem.
For sure. Get at him. 7flags_world, you say?
Yes, sir. On IG.
Okay. Yeah, on IG, get at him, you know what I'm saying? So the Urban Battalion, you know, so you got suggestions for the sister, for any black woman, you know what I'm saying? But she says mid-50s, safety, healthy and fruit. She want to go for a couple months. You got suggestions for her?
You know, I go deep with this, so I'm gonna say, you know, depending on her demographics of where she is, it's a little more complicated than just jumping on a plane. So if she's on the East Coast or if she's on the West Coast, her religion plays a very important part in her budget. If she ain't never traveled, just got her passport, I suggest she just go to Caribbean. Now, I got a lot of secret spots that I don't speak about because I don't really like to share a lot of the stuff because everybody got the top stuff that's being marketed, you know, like just selling dreams. But the real ones that's close to the U.S. is the Caribbean, has a lot of beautiful spots. And then she can go to Belize. Belize is definitely strong in the fruits and vegetables, the holistic type lifestyle. Belize is a good look. I've been to
And they
Peru.
speak English. Number one
They
language
do,
there, I
yep,
believe, is
facts.
English. I believe.
And it's closer for a first time traveler just to get out of the state. So if she's on the West Coast, she can probably go somewhere in South America, and if she's in Florida or New York or somewhere like that, just start out in the Caribbean first because there's a lot of beautiful spots in the Caribbean that got fruits and vegetables and melanated people. If she want to take an international trip, Thailand is the easiest out of all the countries, just because of where they stand right now in their marketing. Uh, Thailand, even over Malaysia and Indonesia, Thailand is the easiest country right now for a Westerner to just jump on a plane, touch down in Bangkok, and be immersed in culture. So I'd say
Yeah,
Thailand.
yeah, Thailand.
Uh,
I'm gonna make it easy for her.
yeah,
Thailand,
Thailand,
get your feet
Belize,
wet. It's easy. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? It's real easy. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do that for a few months, it's easy. I mean, like you can see so much shit, do so much stuff, and you will save a whole lot of money.
Costa
That would
Rica,
be my.
and Panama also is a good look. Now, when I started doing trips, I was doing some tours for fellas. It's back when cats was still doing uh, pen pals, and this is way before I went to my first trip to the Philippines. And I started out in Ensenada and Tijuana. So you know, just coming out of Cali, go down to Ensenada, go to Tijuana, Cabo San Lucas. Once you hit Mexico, they got the same vibe. I mean, all these small villages live differently than they do in the United States. So you definitely could get the fruits and vegetables, the ocean, the vibe that she's looking for close to America first, get her feet wet, and then jump on an international flight. Because 13 hours is a bit much to find out you really don't understand the language or you frustrated with the visa politics. Because she's talking about staying a few months. So Panama and Belize are a good look. Even Jamaica. I mean, people shit on Jamaica, but I love Jamaica. So I
She
got
could
to
get
get.
3 months. She could get three
Yeah.
months in Thailand because she gonna get 60 days, and then she gonna get a 30-day extension. That gonna get her three
Right,
months
right,
right
right.
there. You know.
Thailand's a good look. I mean, I'm here right
Yeah.
now, so I can't knock it. So I'm here 4 or 5 times a year. I don't know why. I prefer the Philippines, but the infrastructure, the smooth uh, ability to just move in Thailand is a lot better than the Philippines or Indonesia. They're a little more different. And
Roman Rome. Oh no, go ahead, brother.
no, go ahead, bro. He's
No,
on.
I was saying Roman Rome says Tanzania is his first stop in Africa he wants to go to when he touches down on the motherland. I would say, yeah, go to Tanzania because they're gonna give you a year multi-entry visa off the top for $100 is visa upon arrival. Then you can go over. You can take a 1 hour flight to Nairobi, and then take a 1 hour flight from Nairobi to Mombasa, which is in both of those is in Kenya. And you could come back over to Tanzania and finish off Tanzania and Zanzibar. You know what I'm saying? With the island and stuff. So, and you know what I'm saying? I think you would like it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got most entry visas. You could go ahead and like stop in Tanzania first. Boom. Go to Kenya. Take that 1 hour flight. Come right back to Tanzania. They do it like that right there, Roman. I think you'll enjoy it.
Now,
Sister said,
let
I've
me
been
let
to
me let me
Panama,
add let me add to that.
Australia, Portugal. Oh, but hey, this sister don't been traveling, man. She's a traveler, man. She done been to Panama,
Okay.
Australia. Yeah, she been to Australia, Portugal, and Costa Rica. Yeah, so yeah, off the top, I would say just do Thailand. But if you want to go to the motherland, I'll probably go to I'll go to Kenya because you have more stuff to do and you can slide over to Tanzania and just take a flight over there, do Dar es Salaam for a couple of days. Dar es Salaam, very, very nice on the weekend. You can do Zanzibar anytime, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I would do,
Let me
sister.
speak on Africa because I've had in 10 years I've had 12 nannies and maids all from Southeast Asia and Africa, and my favorite that my kids like and the closest that I can vibe with is come from Uganda, Cameroon, and Kenya. So I would say, but everybody always leaves out Ghana, Nigeria, and Gambia and Senegal. So those are also good looks. And like I said, I know I got peoples from all of those spots, and I've never been to Africa, so I can't speak in depth like y'all. But living in the UAE, I'm dealing with them every day. And like I said, I've had 12 maids, and Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, and Ghana are always the top brought up. And so Ghana, I can speak on because I got a relationship going on there. And then Rwanda and Uganda. Those are also very, but they don't have infrastructure. That's the biggest problem. Is the problem with me not visiting is that I got high end customer service needs. So if she's looking for good roads and quality hotels, air conditioned, it's not going to be some of the spots. I know they show spots in Rwanda and Kenya that's fly, and definitely Kenya and got some fly spots. But when you leave the major areas, you go a couple of miles out, you're going to be on dirt roads and in the jungle. And I'm not quite ready for mosquitoes. So if she got a problem with bugs and snakes and monkeys, and she might not want to hit Africa first. But if she want to see the people and the blood, I say go to Africa. And the easiest is Ghana and Kenya. I think in my research, Ghana and Kenya are probably the best. Zanzibar is kind of like the Maldives, and it's kind of beachy, same as Mombasa. I'm heading there when I leave Thailand to Zanzibar, so I'll give an update. But yeah, I definitely would say don't sleep on Rwanda, Uganda, and Ghana.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
the
because
other the
most
other
of
big
all you name is East Africa besides Ghana. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Rwanda, East Africa, Ethiopia, East Africa, Uganda is East Africa, Tanzania, all those border each other. All those, you know what I'm saying,
And I think
besides
South
Ghana, where
Africa is
they're at.
probably the best, but I just don't like my man said, all the crime. I'm really not. If you coming from New York, I don't need it no more. And South Africa just is they built different. But South Africa is a beautiful country for sure.
yeah, I
Yeah,
would
it's
also
just
let
a
me
nice vacation spot. You know, go
yeah, it is.
vacation and stay the hell out of trouble, stay the hell out of the, you know what I'm saying, the bad areas, you know what I'm saying? And just vacation and just have some fun, you know what I mean? That
Well, Wayne,
that's all,
you've
you
been
know.
to Durban, haven't you? You spent some time in
Yeah.
Durban. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I got property in Durban. Durban's really nice. If you say anything about South Africa, you want to visit and you still want to, you know what I mean, connect with the people less than the colonizer. I mean more than the colonizer. Durban is the up and coming tourist spot. Cape Town, a lot of colonizers there. Pretoria, same thing. But Durban is up and coming tourist spot, and they're booming, they're building, and it's right on the tip of the continent. It's the lowest you can go on the whole continent. So you looking at that water, man. It's gorgeous.
That
It's
beach.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That beach is crazy, and it goes on for miles and miles.
yeah.
So I'm gonna
But
ask you
real
this
quick,
right
I
here.
wanted to, yes, sir.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I wanted to tap in on the AC issue because I get a lot of my people back home like, yo, y'all got AC, yo. Africa has air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? like, it's like especially on the coast of East Coast, it's hot. It's like it hits 90, it hits 100 sometimes during the peak season. So it's mandatory that these hotels have air conditioning. I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying, that little thing hanging over your door blowing the blue tape. No, I'm talking about actual centralized AC and resorts that are top notch. That also keep that comfort. You know what I mean? So just wanted to tap in on that real quick.
Now, what about cost of living though? Because that's another subject. If he's offering information on where blacks should live, I think we
True
got to
that.
factor in the cost of living, and that's real important. Is the cost?
Now, my bro hit me up early before the call. He was like, "How much is a one bedroom in Nairobi?" Because he was saying what he said earlier that certain places he was asking in Tanzania. I think he said Dar es Salaam 500 a month was too. That you be lucky to get that in Nairobi. That's a norm. You can get
Yeah.
500, 600 a month. Get a one bedroom in a secure area, 24/7 security, camera work everywhere, and a nice location for
Fully
you, but
furnished.
fully furnished, the whole nine. You know what
Right,
I
right.
mean? So yeah, it's just you just it's just certain areas that you can go into that is going to, of course, get high end when you start moving towards where the embassies are, where the colonizers are. Then you're going to start talking 800, 1,000. But where the areas where you mainly see local Kenyans in Nairobi, Lavington, Kilimani, and then even in Westlands, you can get that 500 easy.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it was Sunday. So Johannesburg. Have you been to Johannesburg, Wayne?
Yes, sir. I had a good
Um,
time, but my head was on a
Everybody
swivel the
says
whole
number
time.
one out of all three of those, out of Cape Town, Johannesburg, and Durban. Everybody says Johannesburg is number one. Why would you say that? Is it a beach there, like Cape Town
No,
and Durban, or is no beach there?
nah, it's landlocked, but it's like a little New
Okay.
York. Joburg's like a little New York. Tell you the truth. The five boroughs, it's there. They have in the inner city portion of it, it's mainly secure, but it's just like being in New York. You still got to keep your head on the swivel. But the land is beautiful, and they have an excellent safari there in right outside of Joburg as well. It's a big attraction. So, but then you also, when you start to move outside the city, you're gonna run into a little bit of racism. A lot of the boys are Dutch and whatever else you are out there as well. So you may feel that tension, especially us. We already traumatized by it, so we're gonna pick up on it quick. So that was my
Yeah,
reasoning for kind of ranking Joburg a little low. It's fly. You're gonna have fun, but for me coming from the US, I ain't want to come to the motherland and be living like I was living in New York.
Facts.
Respectfully.
like I
Yeah.
your head on the swivel. I mean, I don't know if it could be worse than Colombia. I really don't. I
I
don't think
never
it can be
been
like
there.
as far wide the city got to be on P's and Q's 24/7. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch that, can let a motherfucker touch you. Can't let a motherfucker too. Can't watch your drink. Got to do all this. Right? Got to watch the motherfucker come off the motorbike with a gun, trying to. I don't think it could be that intense. Is it that intense like
it can
Medellin
it can
and
get
damn Colombia?
it,
Period.
not like Medellin from what I seen from the movies, but I never been there. But I could say you move in the wrong areas and you a little flashy, or you know what I mean, you too loud, you doing too much. Yeah, they gonna tap in. Definitely.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely, yeah, man. My homeboy, he sent me. He's over there right now, man. He probably watching. I don't know if he's watching, man. But he sent me a couple. I asked him what's the best areas to stay in. He gave me two. I can't think of the name of the two right now, man. I ain't got my phone on the charger, but it was two areas. He said that was the best two areas to stay in. Trying to stay in those areas right there, man. So
Yeah.
whenever I do touch down, I think I'm gonna touch down in Johannesburg first, and maybe I may go over to Durban and catch a flight. I don't know how long that flight is, might catch a flight down there, you know what I'm saying, go on the beach for a little while, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, bring my ass back to Thailand, man. If Thailand let me back in or not, man, I'm coming to Kenya, man. Kenya and Tanzania, man. East Africa, I'm ready to come anywhere.
Hold up,
I'm ready to
hold
leave
up.
this mug. I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
I'm ready to
Yeah,
leave.
the other thing is the biggest, well, I don't say the biggest celebration type or attraction that they have in Durban is Durban July. I think it starts on like the 4th of July for like 3-4 days or whatever. The whole city is locked in. It's right on the beach, talking about beach parties. You know what I mean? You're talking about foreign car shows, food expos. It's crazy. It's crazy during that time. So yeah, Durban July. Well, if you do make that move, it's in a couple weeks. That probably be the best look for you out there.
Okay, for sure, for sure, for sure. What she said? She said, going to bed now. Like and subscribe. We'll be in touch. Thank you, sister. Thank you for subscribing. You know what I'm saying? Share the channels with brothers and sisters of like mind. We're just trying to, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to give people an option, man. And you know what I'm saying? It's funny because I got this show and I had another show that I'm gonna do in a couple more days. And I had these live shows set up. The premiere been set up for over 2 years. But I had to go through a lot of, you know, countries at first to do these type of shows. I think the next show I got is what country is the best country for black men, for passport bros / expats to find traditional women / wives. So that's going to be going on 2 more days. I got to have y'all brothers
That's
back
hot.
on for that. Because I know y'all got the experience for that right there. I got that going on 2 more days, and we're going to drop that right there, man. Final thoughts, Brother Wayne, I'm going to go to you first. Final thoughts on today's show. What countries are the best countries for black American expats to live in? You know what I'm saying? And I'm including the Canadian black the black Canadians and all the diaspora, goddamn it. What's the best countries for the men
Wow.
and women of the diaspora to live in?
Go ahead, big bro. It's on you.
I don't know you're gonna put me on the spot. Well, considering I ain't touched down in Africa yet, but that's hard, man, because there's so many spots. It's at least a dozen. We excluded most of South America, and you got Portugal, and for me, I have a top 10. Let me find what it. My top 10 obviously is Japan, Thailand, and the UAE. Uh, but moving out of the UAE because it's changed, I'd say another good up and coming place financially for banking, for real estate is Oman. Turkey's good on the list, as I mentioned. Belize is a good look. Uruguay, I really ain't. I never been to Brazil, so I can't speak on that either. Um, if you're Muslim, obviously you want to be in a Muslim country, so Indonesia and the Gulf. But with all the stuff going on in the Gulf, I really can't speak on that. If you're a Hebrew Israelite or you're into some other religions, then it just really falls into what kind of daily lifestyle you want to live. If you want to be active, you want the weather, trying to chase 70. It really just depends, because right now in the UAE it's 115 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a bit much. So I couldn't. That's why I'm in Thailand right now, because it's too hot in the UAE. But if you want winter weather, there's so many other spots in Africa that I've never been to that people forget about, like Morocco. Um, and Egypt is a little not really for. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. Egypt is really not.
Yeah,
It's not. You know what I'm saying? If we talking diaspora, we talking for Black Americans, Egypt could be
yeah,
problematic.
yeah. All the ancient Egyptians gone.
Yeah,
All the
yeah,
ancient Egyptians gone.
yeah. So that's a whole nother. That's a whole. If you know what I mean, that if you got to have knowledge of self in order to have these conversations on where you're gonna move like that.
Right.
But just on the surface, uh, like you said, East Africa is a good look, and I'm still pro Asia at this point. I mean, I've been to most places. For me, other than the UAE, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, it's just the infrastructure is not popping. So if you got a low budget, you're retired, ex-military, or working with a 401k, and you know you're gonna get the money coming in, then just go where you treated best. I mean, that's what my man's got his thing started with the 7 flags to kind of position you, because where you like to live might not be the same place where you like to vacation. And just because you move somewhere, you don't want to stay there the whole time. So you got to go where you treat it best for your activity fund, and then you go where you're going to get the best for your interest with your money and your banking. Then you go where you keep your citizenship. If you can get a second passport or a second residency, you want to pick that as a second or third country. And so the 7 flag theory is basically just positioning 7 good spots that you want to be in. Obviously, we Americans, so first and foremost, if you know your history, that's our country. We ain't come from Africa. We you know what I'm saying? We African, but we are American. So the North American continent belongs to us. So we got passports from the US as American citizens, and that's our home, residency, passports. Then everything else falls into place. Where are they going to let you stay? Can you get a visa? Can you get a driver's license? I have a driver's license in 3 countries. I have visas in 4 countries. So for me, it's just I move around, and my top move around is UAE, Turkey, Thailand, Japan, and the Philippines. That's pretty much how I move around. Turkey being the closest in Europe that I can tolerate, and I stay on the Asian side. Thailand crossing it, but Thailand's having problems with Cambodia. Everybody's having problems, man. So really, if you could figure out what you want, where you like to party, what weather you want, it'll be easier to narrow down. You tap in with my man with 7 flags. If you're trying to get back to Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, Ghana, all those are good spots, but you got to pick one, and that's the hard one. And I don't think anybody wants to just be stuck in one place. So the good thing is if you've written out your Airbnb, you could live there for a couple of months, and then you could bounce and go somewhere else and let somebody else come in and get paid and tap in on paying your bills. And then you come back home, just stop taking bookings. If you want to purchase, Japan, places that let you own outright. That's really what it is. Because a 30-year lease, man, it gets fuzzy where you could lose your property. If it's a condo, you can own it outright, but you still got basically like HOA fees and all these extra issues with foreign owned versus, local owned. They have to own more of the percentage of the building. Then you got the upkeep. If it's a new property, you got to be able to have them maintain that for the next 15 years, which a lot of buildings after about 10 years, if you buy a condo, they just stop caring and they move on to the next project. They don't took your money. Now the building ain't being maintained. So it's really, if you want to buy, if you want to rent, I suggest everybody rent when they first come, because Thailand is cheaper to rent than it is to buy, in my opinion. Then even like my man is in Kenya, it's the same thing. Touchdown, rent something, and get a feel for where you really, really get treated the best. You can't just come, pack up, and move and settle in, because you're gonna want to leave after about 2 or 3 months. And that's really and another thing, just having a budget, man. That's really important, to have your setup fee and have enough money to get started, because a lot of these spots want first and last, and you gotta buy the things to settle in, and that's where people fail. They think they got this number that they could leave, and if it don't work out, go back. But if you don't have the right budget, you're not going to be able to stay long. And I've seen too many cats come and go. And I've had some hardships even in the UAE, but I persevered. I haven't been back to America as a resident permanently in 10 years. So UAE is home. I suggest everybody get out of Dubai. If you come to Thailand, get out of Pattaya and Bangkok. And if you go to Kenya, go down to some other spots outside of Kenya. Mombasa is a good look. Same with Tanzania. There's many spots that you could hit, and just travel, man. And this is our country. This is our earth, man. We everywhere. So wherever you pick, just tap in and respect other brothers. Reach out for a community. And when you see them in the streets, man, it ain't a lot of us. So we got to be able to stick together and start building a community of our own, like the Chinese and the Russians and the Italians. And if we can do that, it'd be easy for you to tap in anywhere. And that's really what our problem has been. When we overseas, we kind of isolate ourselves. So my advice is just to tap in, get with some real brothers, and build a small community. And that's one thing about Pattaya that they're trying to do. So I salute the brothers that's doing that in Pattaya, which is why I'm here right now, because they trying. I've been here since '98, and this is the most Black-owned businesses I've seen. I was on a bus the other day with 3 sisters coming in from Hue Hin to Pattaya. And it's a lot of people here, man. They come in droves, and they respect our music. They respect our culture. They want our hairstyles. They want everything all around the world. So you can go anywhere and pretty much it's gonna be home. That's really my advice. Everywhere you at is home.
Brother Wayne. One sister said she been in Kenya for 20 years. She got her citizenship there and everything, man. I don't know how
Damn,
long it takes
that's
for you. And you might want to go to countries that you could get a citizenship in as well. That if you want to actually live outside the country. Brother Wayne, your final thoughts.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw the sister's comment. I want to speak on that real quick. And saying, "Yo, salute, sis. That's super powerful." And yes, there's a huge expat community, in Nairobi. I'm actually was blessed to be able to be welcomed in by a brother, and they're doing exactly what we speaking on here. What my big bro was saying is that we need to build those communities wherever we go. Whatever fix your fancy, floats your boat. If you like that area, connect with some people that's what I mean, that's coming from where you at, and build that community so that others can come through and take advantage of your wisdom and your experience. But for me, I must say, like I said, Ghana. Let me start my number three. My number three, and some people might see this and hate me for this, but my number three is going to be South Africa. I put them in the link because with a U.S. passport, you don't even need a visa. You could just jump on a plane, get over there easy, no problem. So
South Africa?
South Africa does not require visa for U.S. passports. You know what I
Oh
mean?
wow, okay.
Yeah, and then you still get the ability to extend 3 times for 90 days each time. So no
Ooh.
visa required. So that's big. And then so my number two is going to be Ghana, and that's because of a lot of that was my first place that I landed when I first touched Africa. So and then tapping into the culture was big. The food was something I was used to, you know what I mean? Coming up in New York, that's Caribbean food. You're gonna get everything you checking for, from fried plantain to, you know, escovitch and anything else you can think of. It's there in Ghana. That's where that culture came from. So you're gonna get that there. And then the number one, of course, is Kenya. And like I said, for the reasons I mentioned earlier, as well as the fact that, again, there's a huge expat community here, and businesses are booming, and the people are welcoming. You just, as usual, everywhere you go, you know what I mean. You gotta keep your eyes open, and just make sure, you know what I'm saying, you're moving with the right crowd. But that's my top three, brother.
Okay, man. My final thoughts on this show, man. Brothers and sisters, just know these brothers brought out some good points. Brother Lovett, Urban Patalia, he brought out know what type of faith and religious background, you know what I'm saying, your thoughts, because that's going to matter in some of these countries, you know what I'm saying? Because you have countries that, like I say, are Buddhist, Hindu. You have countries that are straight Christian. You got countries that are Christian, are Muslims and Christians together. Countries that's mostly Muslims. I could get along with any of those countries, basically, but especially the ones that are Christian and Muslim, because they have a certain culture that you know what I'm saying, that is peaceful in our life. Um, Also know, the weather that you want to be in. And know people that's it's good to know people that's been to the country, or live there. Tap in when you get the people, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Tap into people, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on? What do I need to know? You know what I'm saying? And people, you'll be surprised. People will want to give you information, man. We can't charge our people for every damn type of information. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We'll never grow. We'll never grow as a community. We just won't grow anywhere as a community. This is what hinders us in places like America, because we just can't work together. We can't even share information together. Every other damn nation do it. That's why they up high in a lot of places, and we're down low in a lot of places. So you know what I'm saying? And leave all, and most importantly, leave all that American doodle, filthy doodle that you have learned over there. All that ghetto shit, all that feminism, all that flamboyantism. Leave all that privilege. Leave all that stuff there. You know what I'm saying? Just leave it there. You know what I'm saying? Come out the country and know how to respect people. Respect yourselves first. And then in order to respect people when you come out to their country, respect them, respect their culture. You don't have American privilege. All that shit you
Right.
learn over there get you
That's,
killed in a lot of places. And you just learn a lot of stupid shit in America, just to be real about it. You know what I mean? So, learn how to, what I'm saying, how to respect other people and respect yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I think Thailand, and Vietnam right now, it's probably like the best places to live at. You get your best bang for your buck. But though, if you just, you have to have that brotherly, sisterly love, because these places get wore out after a while. You get like, you want to get around that melanin, man. You want to get around, what I'm saying, people. So I think East Africa, and that's the only place I've been in Africa is Kenya and Tanzania. I had to stop in Ethiopia going there, stop in Ethiopia going back. So I can't speak about Ethiopia like that, but I can speak about the people. So I don't deal with Ethiopia's everybody, Africa, Kenya and Tanzania have a bunch of different nations of Africans all mixed up in there. You got the Sudanese, you got the Ethiopians, Somalians, and so Nigerians, and they all mixed in together. So you got your Nilotes and your Bantus. Most of us diaspora are Bantu tribes. If you didn't know, that's a little knowledge. I'm trying to speak to y'all real quick. But I just love the brotherly sisterly love that I felt in Tanzania, and I also felt that in Kenya. It's just you got to kind of watch out the colonializers there. The crime is higher, and the indoctrination through colonization is also higher. But I love those spots. You know what I'm saying? But if you just come and you want to chill, get your health right, and all that shit, you come to Thailand and Vietnam. You come to Southeast Asia. Those are two top countries in Southeast Asia, I would say, Thailand and Vietnam. If Vietnam had medical marijuana, they had recreational marijuana and legalized marijuana like Thailand would go, everybody leave Thailand today. Because first part of Vietnam look like damn Miami. You know what I'm saying? Cleaner, better looking. They will leave Thailand today if they legalize marijuana. I'm telling you right now. So Thailand is getting a bang for its buck because Vietnam is getting these visas, the golden visa, 5 and 10 year visas. So like Lovette said, you know what I'm saying, the earth was given for us, diaspora. Ripley's, believe it or not. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. And that's my final thoughts. I'd like to thank y'all two brothers, brother Urban Pataya Lovette, brother Wayne
peace,
Robinson. Love to
peace.
have y'all back. Love to have y'all back in a couple of days. I think in 2 days when I do the best country for us to find traditional women/wives. I know both y'all have some good opinions upon that. Do y'all have any other thing y'all want to say before I close it out?
Nah, I
Nah,
just
man.
wanted to go ahead, King.
After you got.
I just wanted to thank you for the invite, brother. I'm humbled and look forward to the next show. And what you're doing here is super dope, B. So continue, you know what I mean? Continue blessings and peace to the family.
Love it.
Man,
Anything else?
I'm here, so I'm gonna
Okay.
link up with you in a minute. But yeah, you're doing a good look. You could mention your other page to like let them know that what else you into. You got the experience out here in Thailand because you've been here. A lot of cats come in for even myself. I'm in for 2 or 3 weeks, and I leave, and I come back. So you boots on the ground every day, and you traveling everywhere, man. It's that name says itself. So everybody tap in with them. I appreciate the invite also. I was kind of doing something in the middle of this. That's why I couldn't be on camera. But yeah, definitely I'll be on the next one and be prepared with my notes and everything. And I got a lot of information to add to it. So since I know
Okay.
both of
Okay.
y'all personally now, I know that I tapped. I know Wayne for over 30 years, and I've now known you
Damn,
since
y'all been doing each other for a long time.
yeah, since '88. So
Yeah, we go
Okay.
back. We go back.
Yep. So
Okay,
and
for
then I
sure, for
met
sure.
Hilltop, and we've been chatting for two almost a year and a half before we even linked up. So yeah, I'm definitely know that the brothers out here are doing their thing, and I just want to see brothers of all ages and the sisters just get out here and enjoy their lives, man. Because with all that's going on in the world, it's a big world. We need to tap in and spread love and just get out and enjoy your life. If you're scared, fill out your passport form, tap in with the community. They've got Black in Dubai, Black in Abu Dhabi, Black in Thailand. They got so many groups on Facebook where you can get information and tap in with people and just pull the trigger. Don't be scared, because America is not the end of all means. We everywhere. So to the diaspora, salute.
Hey, man, 12 tribes worldwide, man.
Worldwide.
And y'all hit that subscribe button, Hilltop Traveling Everywhere. And if you like that conscious Black man and Black woman talk, you know what I'm saying? We're coming from a street and biblical perspective. We invite everybody, Abrahamic religions on, man. We like to break shit down, what's going on in our communities back home and how we can get, you know what I'm saying, our communities back home in good shape, and also our communities abroad, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, all of us abroad right now. None of us in America, you know what I'm saying? And we all from there. So I appreciate y'all, brothers, once again. Hopefully I have y'all on in 2 days on that next show. I know it should be good, because I think we all got some good stuff to talk about there. But until then, peace, love, and hair grease to y'all. Hilltop Traveling.
You know what I'm saying? I'm here with the champ. Thank you, Hilltop. Yo, this is a good dude, by the way. He hooked up with the champ. He's showing us love and showing us how to maneuver. We appreciate you. You the champ. Hilltop.
Oh, yeah, man. You already know, man. You already know.
Salam sejahtera, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome on board a Malaysia Airlines flight MH4 from Kuala Lumpur to London. My name is Alif Yoska, your co-pilot, with me on the flight.
I fell asleep in Jamaica, woke up in Puerto Rico. I'm talking business with my amigo. Yeah, this shit here easy like a free throw. Bad screaming Hilltop every time I land. In South Asia with a bad thing from Thailand. You know I am, they know I'm the man. I'm not Dominican, but I know Republicans. I know some Africans, I know some Mexicans. Boy, I'm even plugged in way in Pakistan. Got a bad thing waiting on me in Barcelona. She say, where you coming from? I told her Arizona. I'ma push up on her when I leave Cambodia. Then we gon' fly to Jamaica and we gon' roll it up. Then we gon' smoke it up. Then we gon' hit the scene. Ain't no telling where we going, probably the Philippines. Or maybe Costa Rica, or maybe Vietnam. No matter where we go, baby, we going down. And don't you worry about nothing, cause you know I'm on. I got it on me like a racket, this a desert storm. I'm just a Southside baby. You can name a place, but Hilltop done been though. I'm with the dream team, you know we going crazy. All around the world, I'm in there, well.